Or maybe do. Hey family, how's it going? It's your friend Garabas here, with some news that, well, let's just say it won't exactly brighten your day. Turns out, Mr. Bill Gates, the big cheese at Microsoft, is a little worried. And for good reason. The man's saying the future looks really bad. Just imagine, crazy weather, machines smarter than us, atomic bombs everywhere, and diseases you wouldn't even see in a scary movie. Almost like an episode of La Familia Peluche, but the apocalypse version. But don't you worry, my friends, that's what we're here for. We're going to break down each of these dangers, Garabas style, so you're not caught off guard. Hold on tight, because this is going to get interesting. The climate is on fire. Literally, we're seeing wildfires sweeping across everything, leaving a trail of destruction and ashes. Oh, the weather. That big mystery that always surprises us. One day it's sunny, and the next, there's a thunderstorm that looks like something out of a scary movie. But listen up, family, because this time the surprises aren't good. Streets are flooding, houses are being destroyed, and everyday life is turning into chaos. Mr. Bill says global warming is like a pot of beans with a loose lid. Sooner or later it's going to explode. And we're already seeing the first signs. Glaciers are melting, the earth is cracking, and the water is boiling. And it's not like the man is a fortune teller, no. It's because we're already seeing it. Torrential rains that look like the Great Flood, flooding entire neighborhoods and leaving people homeless. Heat waves that melt your brain, making going outside a real challenge. The sea overflowing, invading coastal cities and putting thousands of people in danger. A disaster, family, a disaster. Communities are devastated and emergency teams are overwhelmed. And the worst part, experts say, is that this is going to hit the poorest people the hardest. Imagine, failed crops, hunger, people migrating like ants, looking for a safe place and food for their families, a real tragedy. Starving children, endless lines to get a little food, a full-blown humanitarian crisis. But don't lose heart, my friends, because there's still hope. There are green solutions, reforestation efforts, and communities rising up with resilience. Mr. Bill says that if we all work together, we can stop this runaway train. Renewable energy, teamwork, and installing solar panels are just the beginning. How? Well, we have to reduce coal use, pollution, factory emissions, and traffic. Everything that makes Mother Nature angry. Environmental protests, polluted rivers, and deforestation are problems we must face. It's like when you misbehave and then have to beg your wife for forgiveness, but on a global scale. We need to reconcile with our planet. So you know, family, it's time to take care of the planet. Recycling, participating in cleanup campaigns, and adopting sustainable practices are essential steps. Don't say Garabas didn't warn you. Awareness about climate change is crucial, and we all need to be alert and take action. Friends or foes? That's the big question we're asking ourselves these days. Now, let's talk about artificial intelligence, which sounds really cool, right? But how cool is it really? Like having a robot chauffeur or a machine that makes tortillas? Now that would be the life. Imagine not having to drive in traffic or cook after a long day at work. But Bill Gates is warning us. Watch out. These smart machines can get out of control. It's not just science fiction. It's a real possibility. Imagine a robot vacuum cleaner that suddenly decides the house is too dirty and kicks you out. Or even worse, it starts breaking things instead of cleaning them. No, I'm not kidding, folks. Bill Gates says that if we're not careful, artificial intelligence can be more dangerous than gossip in a neighborhood. And we all know how fast gossip spreads. Can you imagine these machines taking our jobs, spying on us even in the bathroom, or even worse, deciding to take over the world? It would be like living in a horror movie. Now that would be a real headache, a problem we couldn't ignore. That's why Bill Gates is calling for regulations on artificial intelligence, to set limits, just like with little kids. Because without rules, chaos is inevitable. Let's use it for good, to improve our lives, not to destroy them. Technology should be our ally, not our enemy. So, you know, folks, keep an eye on these smart machines. We can't leave them unsupervised. Don't let them get any ideas about rebelling, because here, the people are in charge. We must always remember that technology is here to serve us, not to control us. Chapter 3. Title: Don't Let the Bomb Explode, the Nuclear Threat. And speaking of dangers, folks, we can't forget about the atomic bomb. That's the one that would send us all to the afterlife in a flash. And even though it seems like something from an old movie, Mr. Bill says the nuclear threat is still very real. With so many countries fighting, with leaders who act like little kids playing war, the risk of someone pushing the red button is real. And then there's no turning back. Imagine, everyone, a world on fire, cities turned to dust, radiation everywhere, not even in the worst nightmares. Mr. Bill, who isn't one to stay quiet, is shouting for countries to disarm, to talk, to find peaceful solutions. As if they were a family, gosh. Because in a nuclear war, folks, there are no winners. We all lose, and in the worst way. Chapter 4. Title Alert: Loose Viruses. In this chapter, we're going to talk about something that affects us all, no matter where we live or what we do. Viruses and diseases are a constant threat, and it's important to be informed and prepared. And as if the weather, machines, and bombs weren't enough, Mr. Bill also warns us about diseases. Bill Gates, known for his work in technology and philanthropy, has been talking about the importance of preparing for future pandemics for years. Yeah, as if we didn't have enough with the flu and toothaches. Common illnesses are already annoying enough, but what's really worrying are the new diseases that may emerge. It turns out that with this globalization thing, viruses travel faster than gossip in a neighborhood. Airplanes and international travel make it easy for diseases to spread from one country to another in a matter of hours. And the worst part, says Mr. Bill, is that new diseases can appear, more contagious and more dangerous than a plate of spoiled carnitas tacos. Scientists are constantly monitoring and studying these new viruses to try to stay ahead of them, more contagious and more dangerous than a plate of spoiled carnitas tacos. Imagine, folks, a pandemic like COVID-19, but 10 times worse. Hospitals overflowing, people stuck at home, the economy in shambles. A real mess. Imagine, folks, a pandemic like COVID-19, but 10 times worse. Hospitals overflowing, people stuck at home, the economy in shambles, a real mess. And the worst part is, we don't know when something like this could happen again. People stuck at home, the economy in shambles, a real mess. That's why it's crucial that we take preventive measures and are always prepared for any eventuality. The economy in shambles, a real mess. The COVID-19 pandemic taught us many lessons, and one of the most important is the need to be prepared and to have strong healthcare systems. That's why Mr. Bill insists that we must invest in medical research, in vaccines, in stronger healthcare systems. Investment in science and technology is essential to be able to face these threats. In stronger healthcare systems, hospitals and healthcare professionals need to be well equipped and prepared for any emergency. We must be prepared for any emergency, like a good parent. Having an emergency plan and a supply kit can make all the difference in a critical situation. And listen up, Mr. Bill also says that artificial intelligence, the one we're so worried about, can be our ally in the fight against diseases. Technology can help us detect and respond to threats more quickly and efficiently. The one we're so worried about can be our ally in the fight against diseases. Imagine a machine that invents cures faster than a mariachi band plays Las Mananitas. Artificial intelligence has the potential to revolutionize medicine. Imagine a machine that invents cures faster than a mariachi band plays Las Mananitas. So you know, folks, take care of yourselves from viruses and trust in science. That's what it's there for. Science and technology are our best tools to face the challenges of the future. So, you know, folks, take care of yourselves from viruses and trust in science. That's what it's there for. Let's stay informed, prepared, and support scientific research. Together, we can overcome any challenge. Outro title: What do we do now? Don't worry, everyone. You see, everyone, the future doesn't look easy. It seems like Bill Gates watched an episode of Married with Children and got inspired. But we mustn't lose hope, everyone. Bill Gates says the solution is in our hands. We have to unite as a family, as a country, as a whole world to face these challenges. We have to be smarter than the smart machines themselves. And above all, everyone, we must have faith. Faith in ourselves, in our ability to solve problems, to create a better future. Let's not forget that we are stronger than we think.